Hello, dear friends. So glad you could join us this evening. Um, we are here, Cornell and I, and Miles at the Meditation Center, um, just ready to have Sangha. And I'm really so glad that you decided to come too. It's a little odd, but I think we're kind of, getting used to it a little bit. Not that we want to stay used to it. We'll be really, really happy when we can fill this room again. So, I'd like to invite you to listen to the opening affirmation. We've modified it a little bit just to update it. So, um, I will read the whole thing. Cornell and Miles will join in. Noble community, we gather here now to honor the way of peace and nonviolence, the way of wisdom and compassion, the way of joy and beauty. In solidarity with one another, with all humanity, and with all life on earth. Friends on the path, we gather here now to deepen our solidity like a mountain and to renew our freshness like a flower. Through mindful sitting and walking, mindful singing and breathing, and mindful speaking and listening. Family of awakening, we gather here now to celebrate the one infinite light that shines through many religions and many cultures, to cultivate the wisdom of our many teachers, both ancestral and contemporary, and to affirm the capacity within ourselves and all persons of every race, gender, orientation, and tradition to realize full and complete enlightenment. So I invite you to check in the chat room if you like, just to kind of let us know that you're there. I can see from the monitor here that there are 17 people watching, which is beautiful. And I've seen messages from a couple of people. So really, really heartening to find that you are actually taking advantage of this and helping to keep our community strong and united. That's very important. So, let me just say a few pointers, and we'll get some more information about this near the end. But after we have finished the Dharma talk and some announcements, we'll be switching to the Zoom platform so that we can share with one another. And if you'll notice in the chat box, Cornell has posted the link for Zoom. So when we close out from this format, we will be going to the Zoom format so that we can chat with one another in person. I like to see the written messages, but I think it's easier for some people if you can actually talk without having to type things in. In fact, when I first tried to do this chat room thing, I couldn't figure out how to type in the chat room. So you may be having the same problem. I don't know. Anyway, I hope to see all of you in the Zoom platform in a little bit. So, we have been for the last, ever since we started streaming, we've been doing the Medicine Buddha chant, just because it's a very powerful way for us to not only connect with one another, but to send wishes of healing to everybody on the planet. And you could, especially if you like, bring to mind someone that you want to send the Medicine Buddha to in particular. We're gonna chant it at least 3 times, and we'll go. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaishesha Guru Vaidurya Pravarajaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyata Om Vaisheshe Maha Vaisheshe Raja Samukate Svaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaishesha Guru Vaidurya Pravarajaya Tathagataya Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyata Om Vaisheshe Maha Vaisheshe Raja Samukate Svaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaishesha Guru Vaidurya Pravarajaya Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyata Om Vaisheshe Maha Vaisheshe Raja Samukate Svaha. I see a lot of people have checked in, and so I would like to just recognize everyone. And if you're in the chat room, you can already see all of this. I want to say hello to Luis and Paul, Catherine, Roman. Oh, good to see you, Roman, or hear you. Stephanie, Cornell, Paul, I said already, Billy Hong.
Paula.
Oh, Paula. Yeah, we've been thinking about you and hope your surgery went well.
Patrick.
Heather, Patrick, and Michael. Wonderful. So maybe you did some walking meditation out in the sunshine today. It's kind of pleasant and no rain today. I think we're going to get rain again tomorrow evening, but in the meantime, it's been a nice day, and I hope you were able to do some walking mindfully. We're going to do a meditation, a guided meditation next, and I wanted to do a metta meditation, a loving kindness meditation. We'll do it slightly differently than we normally do. I will suggest something for you to think, and I'm going to suggest that you hold that in your mind as you breathe in, and then as you breathe out, let go of something that prevents you from, for instance, the first one is, may I be well and strong. And so you breathe in with, may I be well and strong, and then breathe out something that might be, impeding that, something that's um, preventing you from feeling well and strong. And we'll take a good bit of time between each of these sentences. Um, so I give you 2, maybe 3 minutes between each one. The second, I'll give you a heads up so that you can know ahead of time what you want to release. So we're first going to think, may I be well and strong. And the second will be, may I be safe. The third, may I be calm and at ease. And last, may I be loving and compassionate. So with a little bit of heads up, maybe you can think of something that's getting in the way of your ability to be well and strong, safe, calm, at ease, loving, compassionate. And so you can use this opportunity to connect with these elements within yourself and let go of the things that might be preventing you from feeling in this way. After we have brought those things into ourselves so that we are feeling strong, safe, at ease, etc., then we will send those wishes to others. We'll bring to mind someone else, maybe 2 people at the most when we say, may you, and then we'll make our offering bigger, wider, and so on. And now, as I'm saying this, it seems to me that it would be really helpful for us to open our hearts and sing the song that we sing, Open Wide My Heart. And that makes us very receptive to the loving kindness meditation. So if you know it, if you don't know it, it's really easy. So by the time we sing it once, you can join in. Um, maybe if you're at home somewhere, the people in your family might really enjoy hearing you sing something. So let's sing Open Wide My Heart. Open wide my heart, 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 open wide my heart. Now I invite you to settle into your meditation posture, whether that be sitting on a cushion, on a chair, lying down. Just settle in and let your attention just very naturally go to your breath. not trying to control the breath, but just noticing, watching your body breathe. Just a very natural ebb and flow of breath. Breathing in, think, may I be well and strong. Breathing out, release whatever impedes that wish. Breathing in, may I be safe. Breathing out, releasing fear. Safe, fear. May I be calm and at ease. Breathing in, may I be calm and at ease. Breathing out, releasing impediments. calm ease, letting go of impediments. Breathing in, may I be loving and compassionate. Breathing out, letting go of anything that keeps me from being loving and compassionate. Loving, compassionate, letting go. Now I invite you to call to mind someone that you would like to send these wishes to. One person or two, probably not more than three. And so with this person or persons in mind, breathing in, may you be well and strong. Breathing out, I smile to you, well and strong, smiling. Breathing in, may you be safe. Breathing out, bowing to you. Safe, bowing. Breathing in, may you be calm and at ease. Breathing out, I embrace you. Calm and at ease, embracing. Breathing in, may you be loving and compassionate. Breathing out, smiling to you. Loving and compassionate, smiling. And I invite you to call to mind all of the people that are working in hospitals, feeding people, caring for loved ones. Everybody you know is helping out in this situation, putting themselves perhaps in danger to help others. So just remembering all of those people, we'll say as we breathe in, may you be well and strong. And as we breathe out, smiling to you, be well and strong, smiling. Breathing in, may you be safe. Breathing out, bowing to you. Safe, bowing. Breathing in, may you be calm and at ease. Breathing out, I am grateful. Calm, at ease. Breathing out, grateful. Breathing in, may you be loving and compassionate. Breathing out, I smile to you. Loving and compassionate, smiling. Now let's bring our attention back to ourselves. We'll just reinforce the things that we want to reinforce. And so I invite you to think the same thing as you breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in, may I be well and strong. Breathing out, may I be well and strong. Breathing in, may I be safe. Breathing out, may I be safe. Breathing in, may I be calm and at ease. Breathing out, may I be calm and at ease. Breathing in, may I be loving and compassionate. Breathing out, may I be loving and compassionate. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be joyful. May all beings be joyful. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be at peace. Brahma Vihara Maitri. Brahma Vihara Maitri. Brahma Vihara Karuna. Brahma Vihara Karuna. Brahma Vihara Mudita. Brahma Vihara Mudita. Brahma Vihara Upeksha. Brahma Vihara Upeksha. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be joyful. May all beings be joyful. May all beings be at peace. 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 Thank you, dear friends, for that really nice meditation. I know I enjoyed it. I hope you did. This is the part of our service when we usually chant to the three jewels of our practice. And so we'll do a kind of a modified version of that. thinking about the Buddha and his teachings as um, the teachings that we align with, and remembering all the other spiritual teachers who have contributed so much to our practice and to our lives. And then we will remember the teachings of all of these spiritual masters. And last, we will be grateful, take refuge in our community. And I just want to remind everybody that these things, the teachings, the teacher, the community, they depend on us for their reality. So even though we cannot be together in person, we can be together in spirit and in our hearts. And it's very important at this time because without you, the Sangha doesn't exist. Without us doing our best to follow the teachings will lose their credibility. They will lose their voice. And without the teachers and honoring the teachers, we may well forget what they have taught. And so that is one of the reasons that we every Sunday um, do these refuge chants. So we'll just say it, we'll just read it today. And you can repeat after me if you like. So we'll begin with a bell. We have to do everything with a bell. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who takes me the way in this life. I take refuge in the teachings, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the teachings, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the community, those who live in harmony and awareness. I take refuge in the community, those who live in harmony and awareness. So let's begin with the talk for this evening. You know, when we did the March calendar way back at the end of February, we thought we would be doing a tea ceremony tonight, but that didn't happen. Maybe you have a cup of tea as you're listening to my talk. That would be kind of fun. So I have been thinking about what I wanted to say to you, and I decided on a question that probably you see every time you tune into Facebook or turn in, whatever you do, click in. And the question is, what's on your mind? So, dear friends, dear Thai, we are here online at the Dallas Meditation Center, Sunday, March 29th, 2020. I am so glad you are here with us, and I hope you're doing well and doing whatever is necessary to stay calm, keep yourselves and your families healthy. So, as I said, I've been thinking about what to say to you and remembering the excellent suggestions that Michael offered us last Sunday. So, in this ongoing situation we find ourselves in, I have noticed that I am very aware of all the thinking that's going on in my mind. There's also a lot of information online, much of it good information, some helpful tips about how to maintain a positive attitude and stay focused on the present. So for me, this has actually kind of begun to be a bit overwhelming. It's a bit too much information sometimes. If I sit at my computer and read all this wonderful information, I don't really have time to put it into practice. So I have turned my attention to what I already know and giving attention to the things that will keep our Awakening Heart community strong and vibrant. Keeping our community connected and supporting one another through this crisis is a top priority for me. On a recent visit to Facebook, I noticed that when I went to my homepage, the first thing I saw was a question that said, "What's on your mind, Bobby?" Well, I paused, and almost immediately the answer I heard was, "A lot." My mind is very active, generating thoughts that just seem to spill over one another with no thought about what action might be helpful. It's just thoughts, thoughts, no thought about how to be, just random thoughts racing through my mind, reminiscing about the past, what ifing about the future. Interestingly, I don't feel anxious or worried. I just seem to be noticing this very busy mind. Maybe my mind has always been busy and I just didn't notice it, but I am noticing it now. Is anyone else experiencing that? Well, I'm choosing to regard this noticing as a mindful activity, awareness of what is. The fact is, my mind is busy. So I'm just noticing that. I'm not judging myself about it. I'm not criticizing. I'm just noticing. And I'm learning a lot about the workings of my very active mind. In the weekly newsletter that you might have received this morning, I quoted a passage from Brother Phop Hi's book called Nothing to It. Brother Phop Hi is a senior Dharma teacher trained by Thich Nhat Hanh. He resides currently in Deer Park Monastery, and in fact, there are some online Dharma talks that he has given. So in this chapter, in case you didn't get a chance to read it today, I'd like to share it with you now. This is in the chapter of his book that's about the Noble Eightfold Path. He said, I was at a retreat and somebody made an announcement where they said, let's do our mindfulness and then we'll go and do, dot, dot, dot. He says, I thought that was very interesting. In this person, the connection hasn't yet been made that meditation practice is not separate from daily life. As we can see in the Noble Eightfold Path, meditation practice involves all aspects of our life. This is engaged Buddhism. It's not a matter of just doing our practice and then getting on with our life. Rather, our life is our practice. Whatever presents itself to us in this moment is our opportunity to awaken. That may not be the first time we've heard that, but to me, it just really struck a chord. Brother Phop Hi has offered some questions for reflection on that understanding, and I will share those with you at the end of the talk. Perhaps you'll find some of these questions interesting and thought-provoking, and maybe would be something we can share about when we switch to our Zoom sharing platform. Another thing recently that I watched was a very short video from Eckhart Tolle. And this one statement that he made really stuck with me. He said, if you do not awaken when you are faced with adversity, you suffer. So I take this to mean that being present with what is, even adversity, frees us from suffering. It reminds me also of the Buddha's teaching about that second arrow. If I'm struck with an arrow, some adversity, I feel the pain. But if I ruminate about the pain, if I go on a what if trip, I suffer. As the old adage says, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. We don't have to shoot ourselves with that second arrow. Present moment awareness is what Thich Nhat Hanh has taught for at least 70 years, and he has given us many practices to help us cultivate present moment awareness. One of my favorites is a gatha, which is also a poem and a song, and many of you know it. I have arrived, I am home, in the here and in the now. I am solid, I am free. In the ultimate I dwell, in the ultimate I dwell. Now I know most of us have sung that song, but I wonder how much thought we've given it. You know, how we really understood what Thai is telling us in this gatha. So I just want to kind of break it down. Let's begin with I have arrived. If I have truly arrived, then I am here. I'm not thinking about going anywhere else. I have arrived. I have stopped. I am in one place, in my mind, perhaps with my body, but it means that I have stopped thinking about what's next. I have arrived. I will just share with you another thing that is in Pha Phai's book. He talked about this trip that he made from, at this time he was in Plum Village, France, and he was going to Australia to do a retreat. So to conduct a retreat. So he said they had to fly to Paris. I may have this sequence wrong, but it's something like this. He had to fly to Paris. From Paris, they flew to Dubai. From Dubai, they flew to Saigon, and at each of these places, they had a layover, but not enough that you could leave the airport. In Saigon, they spent 10 hours in a concrete space, you know, like at the airport, but not what we would think of as a waiting place. And then they flew to Singapore, and finally they flew to Sydney, Australia. He said it was about 40 hours of traveling. And he noticed as he was going into the home where he would be staying, he was carrying his 2 bags, and he thought, these are just almost too heavy to carry. So he put the bags down, and he just automatically went, ah. That's what I have arrived means. Just, ah. And then you can follow it up with, I am home. Whatever home means to you. To me, it means I'm safe here. I'm comfortable here. I can relax here. So first we really arrive with a big ah, and know that we are home. And just to make sure we understand that, Thich says, in the here and in the now, in this present moment, right now. And when we are in that present moment, solidly in that present moment, we can say, I am solid. Solid in the sense that we are grounded in our practice, that we are solidly present. And when we can do that, we are free. We are free of entanglements, distractions, burdens, anything that would take us out of the present moment. We're free of that because we're in the present moment. And he ends it up with, in the ultimate, I dwell. And this is, there's a whole teaching about this because there are two dimensions that we all inhabit. We have dual citizenship. So we dwell in this historical dimension where we experience something like linear time, we experience opposites, we experience dualism. So it's a dualistic kind of experience, and it has a history. So we are here in that kind of dimension, but the the ultimate us, the down deep part of us, dwells in this ultimate place. The best example, or the one that makes sense to me, I resonate with, is thinking of the wave and the water. The wave is always the water, and the water becomes the wave. We are that. We are the wave, and we are also the water. And when we can know ourselves as both, then we can more easily say to ourselves, in the ultimate, I dwell. Knowing ourselves in this dimension, and also knowing that we have an ultimate dimension that we can dwell in. When we dwell in that place, that ultimate place, we can weather the waves, the adversities. We can accept what is and then listen to the guidance that comes from within us and from our teachers to sort of navigate the path that helps us to be safe, to really arrive, to be present and safe, to be solid, to be grounded. I think it's just an amazing gata, poem, song. What I'm hoping is that when we go to the Zoom platform, and I'll have to ask Cornell if this is possible, that we can unmute everybody and sing this song together. That's probably possible. Yes, he's shaking his head. Yes, that's possible. So we'll do that. My favorite way to calm my busy mind is to sing one of our practice songs. And I encourage you to try it if you haven't. I also would really like for you to let me know how you calm your busy mind. What's your favorite practice? I'm really interested, so I hope you will email me and let me know that. So we're going to close with a few announcements, and we'll do our closing chant. And then I will share with you Brother Phap Hai's questions for reflections and sharing. you will see in the chat box, you see the link for Zoom. So even when this stream ends, just click on that and join us in that space. So announcements. We are all doing our best to keep Awakening Heart Community of Mindful Living strong, vibrant, thriving. And we need your help to do that. We need your presence online, your presence as you communicate with us. We need your financial presence because most of the time we rely a lot on the donations that you drop in the donation jar. But there's no way you can do that now. And so you have to do you have to think of a virtual donation jar, which you will find at PayPal, which you will find on our website, dallasmeditationcenter.com, big donate button. You can also text mindful to 44321, and that will, you can donate in that way. That is, I know I know that many people are struggling financially, and so whatever you can contribute would really be helpful. And then another announcement, I sincerely want you to keep in touch with me. You can email me at bobby@dallasmeditationcenter.com. And Cornell would also really love for you to keep in touch with him. Cornell@dallasmeditationcenter.com. Really, let us know honestly, how are you? We genuinely want to hear from you. And then also, we'd love for you to join some or all of our online gatherings and stay in touch with your Sangha friends. You can contact me or Cornell if you need contact information for any of your Sangha friends. So you can stay in touch with us online through the Meditation Center website. And also, since almost all of our things are streaming right now on YouTube, you go to dallasmeditationcenter.com/youtube.com. So you first connect with the Meditation Center, then /youtube.com. dallasmeditationcenter.com/youtube.com. So here are Brother Phapai's questions, which I will repeat once we get into the sharing section. He said, how have you created meaning and purpose in your life? What activities do you find most meaningful? Which ones are difficult? Why is that, do you think? And what does it mean to you to be useful or beneficial to others? So you have a little time to think about that while we end this stream and move to Zoom. And I will read those questions again when we get ready. Also, don't forget, we're going to sing together. So let's do our closing chant before we sign off from here. Countless beings we vow to free, ceaseless afflictions we vow to end, limitless truth doors we vow to open, the deepest paths of awakening we vow to realize. Goodbye, dear friends. We'll see you on Zoom shortly.